Hi, my name is Kelsey Broadway, and this is my reflection for Module 9 on assistive technology. The first question asks, describe what the role of assistive technologies in the classroom. What past experiences have you had with assistive technologies, and out of the assistive technologies looked at this week, which did you find most interesting or most applicable for your teaching area? Assistive technology basically allows students of all different ability or disability levels to participate in a more inclusive classroom experience. Instead of having exclusive classrooms as in the past where students were farmed out to separate classrooms if they couldn't keep up, we are now trying to include more students in a general classroom setting, as many as possible, so that they're all getting the same quality education and able to interact with their peers. For example, there's a few that we learned about in this module. Some physical disabilities, such as say if a student has no hands or cannot write easily, they can instead use tools like Dragon Speech to take down notes or even write papers with. At this time, any developers of individual education plans are required to consider assistive technology when developing the IEPs for students. There's a quote actually in the article that we were required to read for this module that said technology used within the classroom needs to be aligned with both the instructional arrangement and students' individual needs. Teachers actually are going to have to determine what kind of assistive technology will best help the student to learn what they need to learn and participate in classroom experiences while still helping them to do this. The second question, as provided in the Brunsma article, describe 3 of the 6 applications of assistive technologies and give an example of each that is not referenced in the article. So the 3 I picked were existence, communication, and mobility. The first one, existence. There was existence. Basically, the technology helps people to actually just exist. It could be a breathing technology, a breathing apparatus, something to help them eat. The one that I picked that wasn't actually specifically mentioned in the article is called liftware. It's one I've actually seen a few articles and advertisements about. It's utensils that have technology in the handles that people with tremors are actually, it stabilizes the spoon or fork itself and helps people to be able to feed themselves and have greater autonomy in being able to take care of that. The second one I chose was communication. This is a technology that helps students and people in general be able to communicate better with those around them. It wasn't specifically mentioned. I was wondering, there's a lot of smartboard technology being used in classrooms today, and say there was a student who needed to use an iPad to be able to communicate, but still wanted to participate in classroom discussions. Perhaps they could have their iPad linked with some of the smartboard technology and be able to participate in that manner. The third one I chose was mobility. I actually read a separate article about this. The ones mentioned in the article were things like wheelchairs and that, but I read another article about how Tesla's self-driving cars could be, in a few years, the wave of the future for those drivers who are blind. I mean, it would take some more research and development for that, but that could be an interesting use of the self-driving cars down the road. Instead of just being the next new thing, it could actually help somebody who wouldn't be able to drive themselves. The third question says, find one additional assistive technology that was not listed in the module and provide an overview of what it is, how it works, and where you found it. Reading the same article where I was talking about the Tesla cars, I actually found several different uses of technology we already have. The article was about technology being used to help the blind, and the very first part of it, it mentioned a teenage girl who likes to text and use her phone just like every other teenage girl likes to do. And it talked about Siri actually translating some of her texts when she gets emojis, and it would say face with tears or something like that. So people, when they would text her, she would actually know what they are saying. She also uses Siri and other voice-activated features to text and use her web browsers and basically interact as any other teenage girl would in today's society. Another technology mentioned in this that people are trying to develop is kind of like a smart cane. The article mentioned how many blind are still walking around with basically just a cane. There's no technology to it, and because they're such a small percentage of the population, technology developers aren't focusing on them. But the smart cane would use GPS and Bluetooth beacons and cameras to help develop turn-by-turn directions from one place to another. Now, the problem with that right now is, of course, privacy and not everybody wanting Bluetooth or cameras everywhere, but hopefully we can eventually work around that. All of this was meant to give those who are visually impaired greater autonomy and improve their quality of life. As far as how that would help in a classroom, just giving students the confidence to be able to walk around and know their environment. I mean, confidence can help improve their mental capacity as well. That is my Module 9 reflection.